Graham Potter was the technical director for Ghana's women's national team at the 2007 World Cup. In 2011, he took charge of Swedish side Östersund while they were in the 4th division. Within 6 years, he led them to the Europa League knockout stages. A brief spell at Swansea City was followed by his first Premier League job at Brighton. The Seagulls ended the 2021-22 campaign in 9th, their highest ever top-flight finish, and Potter turned heads with his team's style of play on the pitch and his squad management off it. Now, he's the head coach of Chelsea. So, how are they going to line up? A 3 at the back system, which comes in a variety of shapes and sizes that we'll touch on throughout, allowed Brighton to punch well above their weight. It made them difficult to score against, while also creating plenty of chances of their own. Their Achilles heel was an inability to convert them consistently. From the start of the 2021-22 season until Potter's final weekend in charge, only Chelsea, Liverpool and Man City averaged more possession than his Brighton side, and they ranked 6th for expected goals conceded in that time. Only City, Liverpool, Chelsea and Arsenal had more touches inside the opposition box, while only City and Liverpool won possession in the final third more often. Under Potter, the Seagulls were able to dominate the ball, force high turnovers and generate numerous shooting opportunities for themselves while restricting their opponents. This is how Potterball will look in Chelsea blue. Immediately, there's a difficult decision to make. Edouard Mendy's elite shot-stopping rescued Thomas Tuchel's side on multiple occasions, but his mistakes when playing out from the back also cost them. Kepa Arrizabalaga, a compatriot of Potter's previous number 1 Robert Sanchez, could revitalise his Chelsea career under a new manager that demands a lot from his goalkeeper in possession. Adopting the classic League Cup rotation policy could help Potter make his choice sooner. Marc Cucurella was named Brighton Player of the Year in 2021-22, making more ball recoveries than any other Premier League defender last season, ranking 2nd for tackles made and 3rd for open play chances created among his positional peers. So, we expect him to start under his old new boss. We just don't know if it will be at left wing back or left centre back. Cucurella is the only orthodox option for the left-sided role and would provide the most balance. Playing him in this position also leaves room for Ben Chilwell, who has proven to be an extremely valuable asset in the opposition box. However, a first-choice back 3 of Kalidou Koulibaly, Thiago Silva and Wesley Fofana is an extremely solid base to build from that may prove too tempting to ignore. Fofana, in particular, will relish the responsibilities of a Potterball wide centre-back. The Frenchman will be encouraged to carry the ball forward and underlap as the team progresses up the pitch. At wing-back, Solly March and Leandro Trossard both proved that any player can thrive in this role within a Graham Potter system. Both wingers by trade, they are deployed on their weak side to allow centre-backs and flanking midfielders to overlap, which enables them to venture inside onto their strong foot. It's unlikely, but Potter may decide to give the likes of Hakim Ziyech and Christian Pulisic a chance here before making a definitive decision about their future at the club. Finding a secret wingback could also see Reece James move into midfield or even drop into the back 3 when absolutely necessary. However, he's arguably Chelsea's best player. James has right wingback locked down for now. The big difference between Tuchel and his successor will come in the midfield. Potter frequently deployed a 3-4-2-1 throughout his time at Brighton. However, the evolution into a 3-5-2, then 3-4-1-1 and even a 3-3-3-1 against Manchester United represents the tactical flexibility Todd Boehly is so keen to foster in West London. Whether in a single pivot or partnered by a metronomic passer, Yves Bissouma protected the Brighton defence during his time at the club, and if fit, N'Golo Kante is perfectly suited to reprise this role. After the Malian's departure, Alexis McAllister emerged as the Seagulls' chief orchestrator, sitting at the base of midfield rather than directly alongside a ball winner. The Argentinian has been pulling the strings and converting penalties in 2022-23, which should sound familiar. Jorginho may play alongside Kante in a 3-4-2-1 as he did under Tuchel, but Potter's 3-5-2 variations would see him flanked by 2 dynamic midfielders instead. One is more likely to shuttle between both boxes, making tackles and recovering possession, a la Moises Caicedo, while the other will venture even further up the pitch, tasked with generating shooting opportunities for themselves or their teammates inside the penalty area. With Kante's fitness in question, Denis Zakaria could well become the go-to Carrilero, while Mason Mount has all the qualities needed to rediscover his best form in a Metzala-type role that saw Pascal Gross score 3 goals and assist 2 more in his first 6 games of the 2022-23 campaign. Ziyech profiles well for this specific position, and it won't be long until we see new signing Carney Chukwuemeka deployed in this manner. Conor Gallagher, who struggled in Tuchel's double pivot, has the engine and tenacity to dominate as the shuttler, while his off-the-ball movement and eye for goal could see him deputised as the more advanced flanker if necessary. The addition of 2 extra midfielders means that the Blues will not be as reliant on him for build-up play, seemingly a source of frustration for his former boss. Brighton were not prolific dribblers under Potter, which could result in reduced minutes for Chelsea's elite ball-carrying midfielders. Mateo Kovacic's overall quality makes him a midfield chameleon, able to deputise for any teammate when necessary. As for Ruben Loftus-Cheek, his wing-back apprenticeship could continue given that unconventional pick served Potter well at the Amex, as we previously highlighted. Don't rule out a stint at right centre-back either. An extra body in midfield does of course mean one less in attack. Kai Havertz is another prime candidate for the advanced number 8 position, so it's likely that Raheem Sterling will be given complete freedom behind the striker in this system. Deployed centrally for both club and country during his time at City, this role allows Sterling to drift across the pitch as needed. The team structure is provided by the players behind him. Pulisic, a similar player to Sterling, is likely to enjoy and excel in this position if given the opportunity, while the aforementioned Havertz may provide an alternative interpretation. When fully fit, Danny Welbeck was Potter's go-to centre-forward. His industry and athleticism wreaked havoc for opposition centre-backs, creating situations from which Brighton could win the ball high up the pitch. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is unquestionably prolific and could patch up his new manager's troubled relationship with expected goals. But if he fails to match the trademark Welbs work ethic, Chelsea have the perfect striker waiting to be unleashed. Armando Broja, like Welbeck, is an imposing physical specimen. Quick, strong and relentless in his pressing and quest for goals, the Albanian showed glimpses of his frightening potential during his loan spell at Southampton. In this Graham Potter system, his output could explode. Potter's tactical flexibility means we could see just as many 4 at the back variations. He's dabbled with a 4-4-2 and a 4-2-3-1 as recently as this season, but given the fact Chelsea's transfer window was dictated by Tuchel's own 3 at the back, it makes sense for their new manager to focus on the myriad of adaptations to that system that populate Potter's book of spells. What do you think will be Graham Potter's strongest lineup at Chelsea? Let us know in the comments.